Please don't skip the advertisement for me. Your full commotion watchings motivates me to continue this series. Thank you. It's me, Dexter. So this unit are talking about 일터. So think about what is the meaning of 일터. 일하다, 일하다. So 일 is work, and 터 is maybe in your life. If you have kids, your kids are going to or play in the 놀이터. So working 터 is a place for work. So this unit we are going to learning about the job and the company cultures. So not only for about the job, like what kind of job Korean want to do, getting a job as what sort of job, and company cultures. There will be some special culture in Korea. So this unit we are going to learning about it's relating to jobs matter and also company's atmosphere or company environment. So what do you think about it? If you have any experience getting a job in Korea, what do you think about it? But sadly, I don't have any experience working in the Korean company. I usually work in the school or something like that. So yeah, I don't have many experience of it. But when I heard from my friend who are working in the company, still Korean company culture is strict. But now it little bit of change. So we are going to in the past, we are focusing only on the achievement of the company work, or as a company, only focusing on to achieve the aim. But nowadays, we are trying to more focusing on one's happiness or welfare. But now I'm living in Czech Republic. I don't know exactly about the Czech Republic's company, but when I watch or look around the Czech person, it's totally different, especially nowadays in Korea we say 워라밸. That is work-life balance. So still, yeah, it is not a matter of good or bad. So Korean want to focusing more on some money matters. So rather than relaxing, take time to the family. Usually men try to work hard and get a lot of salary. But here, Czech Republic, yeah, based on person, some person focusing more on achievement or salary, but here, so they just focusing more on the family time. So work is work, and at the time end, they just throw up and finish and go out from the company. That is a small difference, but as a Korean, it's unfamiliar to me, the Czech Republic style. But as I said, it is a personal difference and case by case. Some company still work in the weekend. Now in Korea, we are usually not working in the weekend. But in here, Czech Republic, some company are working in the weekend. So it is a case by case. So we don't need to overgeneralize something. But when I see aside from that, so Korea and the Czech Republic, the working culture is a big difference. So what do you think about it? How you look like Korean's company culture? So let's do it together. So this unit 3 is 일터, it's a working place. So not only going to deal with the work, but also deal with the working place culture, like a company culture, something like that. Let's see the vocabulary first. So 일터 is a place for work, or the people getting certain job and work there. So 터 is like a 놀이터, playground. So working playground. So same meaning we say 직장. So here the 운동장 in the school same as 장. And 직 is a job. So the meaning is same. 일터 and 직장. And thanks to you guys, I realized that 일터 there's no sino letters. So it's a pure Korean. I don't know, but at least in here, there's no Chinese letters. So anyway, 일터, 직장 is the same, but in real life, we use 직장 more than 일터. 일터 is like a theoretical language. So if someone say 일터, I as a native Korean, I understand that. But if I say 일터에 가요, it's like a old style, but 직장에 가요 is a natural way we say it. So yeah, I'm not sure why the textbook maker use 일터. So there's no difference, but in the real life, we use 직장 more than 일터. So key point, like after this lesson, you should answer those blank in here. So let's see the first part together. So now if you don't know, it is okay. We are going to handle this concept. So if you don't know, it is okay. But the reason why I'm going to this one in front is I want to set the purpose or like aim of this lesson. So while this lesson, please don't forget these key points. Keep your mind, not only but your mind, but also in your head. First one, 한국인은 어떤 일터에서 일할까? What kind of the working place are Koreans are working? So here, 취업을 준비하는 취업, 취직 is getting a job. So someone who prepared to get a job among the people. 안정적인 직업. 안정적인 is a stable or safe job. It means usually no worries for fire. So usually civil servant or public officer, public worker, something like that. 안정적인 직업망을 hope, 희망하는 사람은 maybe be a 공무원 or something like that 이 되거나 or 공기업, public company, public organization에서 일하는 것을 선호하다. Prepared and 임금이 높고 임금 is wage, salary. 복지 is welfare, 혜택. So welfare benefit이 많은 maybe this is a big company, 대기업 like a Samsung or Hyundai, something like that. 대기업에 취직하기를 원하는 사람도 많다. So second one, 블라블라의 사회 진출이 활발해지면서 become active and more or blank. So 직업별 남녀 간 불균형. So 남 and 여 is a man and woman. 간 불균형 is imbalance. So in the blank maybe the woman 여성의 사회 진출이 활발해지면서 사회 society. So the more and more of women are participating in social work or getting a job. So men and woman imbalance are now becoming 완화되고 있다. It's ease. So in the past, yeah, women are not working in the society, not working in the company, just take their housework. But now more and more women. So now it's almost balance here. And 출산과 양육. 출산 is a give a birth, and 양육 is nurturing the kids 등의 문제로 직장을 stop, company stop, 그만두었다가 다시 again 일하기를 원하는 want to work. 여성들, woman들이 블라블라와 창업을 지역하는 교육과 정책이 시행되고 있다. So here, I don't know, let's do it together. 블라블라와 창업. 창 is literal meaning is create and up is job. So 창업 means creating one's business, but like a startup or just so Korean's meaning is starting one's private business. 창업을 지원, supporting. A education policy가 now operating for women who stop their career because of the give up birth and nurturing. So in the blank, I don't know, let's handle it together. The second one, 한국인의 직장 생활 모습은 어떨까? So company life, how's the Korean company life looks like? 일반적으로 normally 한국의 직장 in the Korean company from Monday to Friday 하루에 one day 8 hour. So 주 5일. So we work 5 day. 월, 화, 수, 목, 금. So each day every 8 hour 5 day를 근무하고 필요한 경우에 in the necessary case 하나요. Only in necessary case 일주일에 최대 maximum. So usually they take 8 hours, but in case they need it, there could be a maximum which hour? I don't know. So until that hour, we can work. And 서비스가 24시간, 24 hours needed the service. 곳에서 일하는 경우 직원들이 the workers each 차례를 바꾸어 order, changing the order. 교대 근무, so changing the order in the certain job, like a service job who require 24 hours of working, they change the order. and 동료들끼리, so 동료 is colleague or co-worker. 동료들끼리 친밀한 관계. 친밀한 is like a close, intimate relationship to make it or congratulate or console. in the 직장 동료가 있을 때 근무를 마친 후 after working 회사 직원들끼리 with the co-worker or colleague 회식을 한다. So 회식 is maybe the most common vocabulary you maybe heard about the Korean culture's life. So yeah, when I worked in the high school or in the university, nowadays there isn't 회식 a lot, and when I work in the school, there is no any 회식. Just if I want to talk more with my colleague, just I talk to him or her. Let's take some drink or eat together, something like that. But there is no certain big 회식 as come from the school. But the company may be, so let's deal with it. So 회식 is, in the good meaning, it could be a membership training or getting a close relationship. But think about it, if you are eating dinner with your boss, does the meeting is easy atmosphere? Or it is not that easy one. So like after work, I don't want to see my colleague after working. In that workplace, yeah, we need to discuss and we need a meeting, conference. It is okay, but after work is my private time. But my thinking is so much drastic thinking in Korea. Many Koreans are not agree to my opinion. So maybe that's the reason why I'm living away from Korea. So in the Korean culture, 회식 is super important for them. So we are going to finding the answer of this blank. So this unit's lesson goal is 한국사회의 직장생활 특징, the company life or working environment characteristic or features we are going to dealing with. And here, for the lesson goal, at least I learned in the university that students will be able to, I should use the object, but not always I don't want to use it. So after this lesson, I just use SWBAT. So please understand that. And second one is 한국 사회 직장 문화를 이해하고 직장 관련 어려움에 대한 해결 방안을 탐색할 수 있다. Recognize company cultures and finding solution in company-related difficulty. So let's start with it. On this unit, as a big frame, we are going to dealing two things. So one for the 한국인들은 어떤 일터에서 일할까? And second for the 한국인의 직장 생활 모습은 어떤 모습일까? Those things and prepare working place, maybe public worker and woman's economic activity and working hour and types and company cultures. So let's deal it together. So let's see together. 한국인들이 선호하는 일터, Korean prepare working place. So the key point here, I underline here. So 한국에서는 만 15세. So before the age, if there is 만, it is just international age. So Korean, we calculate different style, but if there is a 만 before the age, it is same as international age. So 만 means full of, so fully 15 age. It's the same as international age. So in the official way, we are using international age. So 만 means yeah, it's a full of something, but just knowing that the international age, 만 15세 이상부터 after 15 in Korea, working is possible. However, 그러나 일반적으로, generally, so theoretically, by law, after 15, we could work. But usually, in general, 고등학교 졸업 후, after graduate high school, or in the early 20 age, after graduate university, 20대 중후반쯤, mid 20 age or late 20 age, 중후반쯤에 일을 시작하는 편이다. So theoretically, we are possible to work after 15, but usually we are getting a job in the age of 20, blah, blah, 25, 26. And here the point, because the Korean man, we should go for their military service, so there is a big difference. So like about 2 years, Korean men, we cannot getting a job, but women, they don't need to go to military service. But if I say like that, some Korean women have uncomfortable with it. But that's the reality. Women are not going to military service. But some women say they gave a birth. No, gave a birth and nurturing is a both job. Not only woman's job, but the military service. The woman, some women, they voluntarily go to the military service, but that is they are going to military service as a job with getting a lot of salary. But the normal people, man, we are obliged. The good language is we have obliged to protecting our country. But the reality is there's no choice. We are being forced to go to military service. So what I want to say is that age is a little bit later for men, but there is no compliment about Korean's men's service for country. But I'm not going to deal more about it, but there is a big social debate about this one. The country should pay for that. The country should compliment for the men's military service period. 최근에는, so nowadays, 취업난. Nan is difficulty, so 취업난 is difficult to get a job because there are small and small company, but it means a big good company there is a small and small vacancy, but the small company they lack of the worker. But anyway, 취업난으로 인해 because of the difficult to getting a job, 일을 시작하는 나이, the age of starting to work become more late and late. 취업 후에는 after the getting job, usually 60세 전후, around the 60 age까지 직장 생활을 한다. So until 60, they are work in the company. 요즘에는 nowadays 평균 수명, average lifespan이 길어져서 becoming longer. 은퇴 이후에도, 은퇴 is retirement. So 은퇴 이후에도 경제적인 이유, after retirement because of the economic matters. Or 자아실현. So 자아실현 is a self-realization and 사회공헌 is social contribution을 위해서 새로운 직업을 갖거나 getting a new job or 창업, startup을 준비하는 사람들이 많아졌다. So here 은퇴 is retirement from the job. So in Korea there is retirement age. But here the more exactly, 정년퇴직 is retired because of the age. That is 정년, like the age or the years. So there is a certain year person can work. So 정년퇴직 is retirement because of the age. But 은퇴 is just a retirement from the job. It means in Korean, sorry, I don't know exactly all the Korea's company, but usually some company has the duration how one people usually work. Usually, and also there is certain age that the person cannot work over that age. So 은퇴, 정년퇴직. But nowadays, average lifespan become longer. But our retirement age is nowadays we are changing a little bit later and later. But we say we are living about 100 years, so we need to find the second job after retirement. This one, so 한국에서 취업을 준비하는 사람들 중에서 among the people who are preparing to getting a job, 안정적인 직업, it's a stable job. Prepare. So the people among the prepared to getting a job, they prepare the stable job like a public officer. So here is a 선호의 공무원. 공무원 is a public officer or civil servant. 공무원이 되거나 공기업. So 기업 is company, but 공 is a public. So public organization, not working for private work, but for our company, our country, or our national. So national organization, 공기업에서 일하는 것을 희망하는 경우가 많다. So someone who prepared a stable job, it means don't need to worry about the fire. They are going to become a civil servant or go to public organization. 이러한 직장은 다른 곳에 비해 when it compared to other company, 근무 기간이나 근무 환경, so 근무 기간, the period and 근무 환경, working environment가 안정적, is stable. 뽑는 인원수, but the number they picking up, they require the number is a little. 경쟁률, competition rate are 높은 편이다. So I'm not sure about your country or other country, but in Korea, the meaning of the public officers, they are, unless they do some illegal thing, they are not going to fire. That's the reason why more in Korea want to be a public school teacher or a policeman or what else. So they don't need to worry about the fire. So until the age they are going to work. And there is a pension, so but their salary is small because their salary they pay for their pension, so it's similar in the long term, but at the short term their salary is a little, but their job is stable. They don't need to worry about the fire. On the other hand, 대기업, so big company, conglomerate like Samsung or Hyundai, 대기업에서 일하기를 원하는, there are some people who are working in the big company. 대기업, like a big company, 임금이 높고 high wage, it means many salary, and 직원에 대한 복지 혜택, so welfare benefit. There is more high salary and welfare in the big company. 많아서 인기가 높다. 그 외에 the others, 다소 규모가 작은 small, 중소기업. 중 is a middle, 소 is a small. 중소기업, small company에 취직하거나 일정한 소속 is you are being part of certain company, certain corporation. So without that company, like a freelancer, 일정한 소속 없이 자유계약, free contract로 일하는 사람들, or 직접 회사나 가게를 만들어, rather than participate in certain company or job, the person made it or starting, like a startup. So 직접 회사나 가게를 만들어 사업을 하는 사람도 있다. So 사업 is a private business, a work for one's profit, rather than for their company or organization. So it's a symbol like the chicken house. 치킨집 is a symbol of 사업, but not only chicken house, but there are many kind of job. So as a user, now trend is a Korean focusing more on to getting a job as a civil servant because they don't need to worry about the fire. But when it comes to money, salary, big company gives more of salary. And of course, there is much of the welfare benefits. So public officer and big company, that as a major preferred company. But the reality is that not all person could be a public officer or working in the big company. So other thing is like become a freelancer or just working in the small or middle company. Okay, so for the test matter, the underlined one. So 대기업 and 공무원, those are the key point in here. And here, what I want to say is, it's not in your test, but what I want to say is 공무원, so civil servant, public officer, we say 철밥통. So 철 is iron, and 밥통 is a rice meal bowl. It means steady, stable salary without worry about the fire. So 밥통, so literal meaning is a rice bowl, but its metaphoric meaning is just life. So 철밥통 is iron rice bowl. So someone hit it, it's not broken, right? So it's we say 공무원 as 철밥통. But it has a negative meaning. Even if they do badly or they are not doing anything, still their rice bowl is working, not broken. So 철밥통 or 월급쟁이. So 월급 is salary, so get a salary from the company. It means not self-employed. So 쟁이 is like a person, we say something negative meaning. So they only work for salary rather than self-employment or social contribution, something like that. Just focusing on the salary, we say 월급쟁이, 월급쟁이. But it is usually we describe it as at least neutral or negative meaning. So this thing is not in your test, but I'll just let you know. So public officer, civil servant, we say 철밥통. So their meal could not be fired, cannot be broken because their salary is safe from the iron. Okay? So for the wage, we say the 월급 is a monthly pay, monthly salary, and 연봉 is 1년, 2년, years. So it's an annual salary. We say 연봉 or 월급. And here for the public company, we say 공기업, and 사기업 is a private company, and 사업 is a private one's business. Second is woman's economic activity. 과거에는 in the past, workers almost are men in the past time. However, 그러나 점차 남녀의 대학 진학률, the entrance of university ratio becomes similar. 여성의 사회 진출, woman's social participate 이 활발해지면서 more active, become more and more number of women are working in the society. 이런 남녀의 비율 차이가 크게 줄어들었다. In the past time, usually almost men are work in the society and women are in the house. But now, after the entrance rate of universities becomes similar, so in the long time ago, the parents, if the parents doesn't want their daughter to go to university, but now it's totally different. Still, my mother also went to university, so now it is. They're almost similar. So 경제 활동을 하는 여성이 많아지면서 there are more and more women who are economic activity, who are getting a job. 직업별 남녀 간 불균형. So imbalance between men and women in the job. 도 조금씩 완화되고 있다. There is more ease in imbalance of the gender. 남편과 아내 모두가 일을 하는. So husband, wife, all working. 맞벌이 부부. So this is also important keyword. 맞벌이 부부. 맞벌이 부부. So dual income marriage couple, something like that. So 맞벌이 부부도 increase 가고 있으나 기혼 여성 중. So 기혼 is already married. So maybe in our last video we dealt with it. So 미혼 is not married yet, and 비혼 is one to not marry, and 기혼 is already married. So married woman, 상당수, the majority of married woman, because of the birth and nurturing matter, 직장을 그만두기도 하며 they stop their working in the company. 이로 인해 because of that 경력 단절. 경력 단절 is career stop. Because usually, as I said, so more and more women are working in the society, but still, I understand, I agree that still our society push more to the woman to nurture something. So yeah, that's the reality. So there is a career stop because of nurturing or give birth. So, 자녀를 어느 정도 키운 후에 after nurturing at some point, at certain age of their kids, 다시 일하기를, again work to the woman, 재취업 is getting a job, or starting one's company를 지원하는 교육 및 정책. So, education and policy가 operating. So, in the beginning, the blank would be 재취업. 재취업 is getting a job. Okay, so let's move on. So here, the unique job which only exists in the South Korea. Yeah, so drive for drunken people, we say 대리운전 기사. So 기사 is a driver, and 운전 is driving, and 대리 is instead. So after drinking, it's prohibited to take a handle. It means a drive. So there is a person who drive for the drunken person. So yeah, in Czech Republic, there's no 대리운전 기사 like that. And in the Thailand, there was also no something like that. So, and this one, 새벽 배송 기사. It's a 새벽 is down, 배송 is delivery. So yeah, 새벽 배송, or nowadays we are using 당일 배송, the day. So if you are living in the big city like Seoul or 수도권 near Seoul, or in the Busan like a Kupang, if we use the Kupang on the day, like before 2 p.m., if you order something on the day, in the day I could get delivered. That is a 당일 배송, but 새벽 배송 is in the down. There is a person who delivered the things. So I'm living in Czech Republic, so when it compared to it, Korea is the best country to getting something puzzle. But yeah, but there is a pro and con. So when you think of the worker, yeah, the Korea push the deliver person to work 24 hours. So many deliver men died because they pushed too much. So anyway, so here 새벽 배송 기사 is downtime deliver and drive for drunken people. So from this we are going to learning about the time and types of working. So 관공서 is governmental organization, and 출근 is go to work, 퇴근 is out of the company, finishing the work and usually come back to house or some meeting of friends. So after finishing the work. And 근무 시간 is working time, and 탄력적. So literal meaning of 탄력적 is elastic, but when it comes to time, working time, elastic time, it means flexible time. So if you start early, you could finish early. And if you start late, you could finish your job late. That is a flexible working time. And 교대 is change. So 한국의 관공서, so government organization or company, usually starting from 9 to 6까지 일한다. 낮 12시, noon time 12 전후로 1시간 정도의 런치 타임이 있으므로 하루에 in a day we are working 8 hours 정도 work 근무한다. 보통 usually PM 6 6시가 되면 퇴근을 하는데 해야 할 일이 남아 있을 경우에 if you leave some work, if there is something work after 6 p.m. 직장에 남아 stay in the office 시간 외 out of time work을 하기도 한다. Here the textbook say there is some people if they have some extra work, but the reality is we are always, not we, because not me, but usually company workers are suffering from the night work, 야근, something like that. That's the reality, but yeah, this textbook is made by Korean government, something like that, so they cannot say bad thing to the Korea, but yeah, the textbook, so all the thing you need to know about the test is 9 to 6 and 8 hour and finish their work at the 6 p.m. Well, if you have some Korean worker, ask to them. There's a reason, because the public officer, they could finish their job, but still many of my friends who are work for public, it is impossible, they said, but better than the private company. So I love my country. I'm proud that I'm Korean, but the reality is we need to improve something. So anyway, 그래도 nevertheless, however, 일주일 동안 총 근무 시간은, so if someone could be work extra work, but at least there is during a week total working hour should be less than 52. It means some people, like some day, they could do extra work, but in terms of week, a worker should work less than 52. But under the name of the paid working, they usually let the worker work more than 52. But theoretically, they say this one. So 9 to 6, 8 hour, a week less than 52. That is for your test methods. 근무 시작 시간과 종료 시간, starting time of work and finishing time of work 이 명확하게 정해진, clearly set진 정규 근무 외에, so some job there is a set period, so until that period you work and after that period the job vanishes, need no certain job, something like that. 일정한 기간, the period 동안 근로해야 할 총 근로 시간만, so total, they only care about the total time in a certain period. 시간을 효율적으로, efficiently, they utilize the time 하는 탄력적 근로 시간제를 운영하는 회사도 있다. So some company, they just set a period and the working time. In that time and period, Some company give the selection to use a flexible time. So a certain period and certain time you can choose it. Like if you work more than 8 hours, tomorrow you are going to work less. Or if you start the time early, working time earlier, you can go to your home earlier. Something like that. That is 탄력적 근로시간제. It is 탄력적 is elastic, but it means flexible time. Some company set the flexible time policy. 대부분의 직장에서 almost all of usual company 월요일에서 금요일까지 5일을 일하는 5-day 주 5일제가 적용되지만 they apply 주 5일제. 일터의 특성상 the speciality of that work, that job 주말에 일을 해야 하는 some job need to be worked at the weekend 주말에 일을 해야 하는 경우는 평일에 쉬기도 한다. Yeah, like I'm not sure about what kind of job need to work only in weekend, but yeah, that job is rather than take relax on the weekday and working only in weekend. So they take a relax in the weekday. And 24-hour operating, 찜질방, 편의점, PC방, or police office, or fire station, hospital, and harbor, airport 등 24-hour all 서비스가 제공되어야 하는 the job which need to provide in 24 hours. It means workers should have to work 24 hours all day 하는 곳에서 일하는 경우 직원들이 서로 the workers are changing the order, 차례를 바꾸어 교대 근무를 한다. Like from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. the worker are work and they change. So another worker starting from the 9 p.m. to the 2 p.m., 2 a.m. something like that. That is 교대 근무. Okay? And here, I'm so sorry. All the thing I can do is translate it. There's nothing I can say for you. So I'm so sorry about it. I have no experience about it. Next up is company culture. So 한국에서는 근무를 마친 후에 종종 usually in Korea after the finishing their company 회사 직원들 with the co-worker 회식. 회 is like a gathering and 식 is eat. So eating together, that is 회식. 회사 직원들끼리 among the colleague 친밀한 관계 intimate. It's not about the love affair. It's like a friendly relationship or a close relationship. But 친밀한, when I find the dictionary, they say intimate. So I don't want to be getting an intimate relationship with my coworker. But anyway, so 친밀한 관계를 형성하기 위해 in order to getting a close relationship like a membership train or 축하, congrat, or console를 받아야 할 동료. If there is colleague who needs some congrat or console, 동료가 있을 때는 회식을 하는 경우가 많다. There are many of 회식. So in the 회식 gathering situation, sometimes we congrat and sometimes we console the other. That is a good pace, good facet of the 회식. So yeah, in 회식 might be have some good effect on the 회식. But in the news, we saw so many bad effects of 회식. But there is a good and bad effect in the 회식. But in my whole life, maybe yeah, when I work in the high school, maybe 1 or 2 times there is a 회식. But in the whole life, I have rare experience of getting 회식, so I have no idea about it. And here, 회식하는 날은 on the day for 회식, 식사, meal and 이야기, talking. Usually with alcohol, 이야기가 밤늦게까지 이어지기도 한다. Until late night, they continue to getting a 회식. I don't want to do that. I don't want to see my boss after my work. But I am strange Korean. My nationality is Korean, but I never select my nationality as Korean. When I was born, my parents are Korean. I just born in Korea. So anyway, yeah. 밤늦게까지 이어지기도 한다. I hate it. 최근에는 nowadays 일과 삶, work-life balance. So nowadays we pursue the culture, work-life balance and 개인의 의사, person, private opinion을 consider, 존중하는 문화가 확산, expand, proliferation of work-life balance or personal opinion 회식의 빈도, the frequency of the 회식이 decrease. There is a tendency to decrease of 회식. It means there has so many bad points about the 회식. So nowadays a decrease. 그리고 회식을 하더라도 even if they do the 회식, 술, alcohol or whether meal. So rather than alcohol or meal, 직장 동료들과 함께 just going to the watching the movie or the performance, 스포츠를 즐기는 등 모두가 참여해서 즐길 수 있는 방식이 늘어나고 있다. Yeah, I have nothing to say about it, but still Korean company culture is 회식 is the most important thing, matters, so you should have been forcefully go to 회식. Like if you say, I don't want to go to 회식, I have another appointment, it means that is a bad person. So you maybe have infamous for the selfish or not working for a company, something like that. But here nowadays we are trying to focusing more on work-life balance. Okay, that is a good point. So here is the vocabulary for the you might be don't know. And here 한국 직장인들은 Korean workers 휴가 vacation how many days the Korean worker use their vacation in a year. So 한국 직장인들은 usually 15 days of leave pay. They have 15 days of paid leave, and among 15 days they use 14 day use according to certain survey. So according to the certain survey, the Korean workers use 14 days of paid leave out of 15 days. So in the past time, in the 2016, the average of using paid leave was 8 days. So add 6 days more. And in the 2017, the average use is 10 days. So 4 days more. So in the 2018, they used the 14 days. It was more increased than in this year and this year. So this status is among the country 한국이 가장 높은 the highest increase rate among the country. That is Korea. This result causes by 일과 삶의 균형, work-life balance 추구하는 워라밸 문화 확산. There's an expand of 워라밸 focusing and 주 52시간 근로제. 52 hours, less than 52 hours in a week. 시행 그리고 정부와 기업이 휴가 권장. The government and company recommend to use the vacation. 이 더해지 나타나는 것으로 보인다. Does the think about it? If you are owner of company, do you want your worker not working? It's based on person, but yeah, that's the reality. So here is the vocabulary you might be don't know. More than 80% of workers said in the company life, person is more important than work. So 직장인을 대상으로 블라블라 대상으로 조사를 실시한 결과 the result of survey to the company worker about work and personal relationship in the company at a survey, and the person who responds about it, 81% said among the work and person two factors, but person influence more than work to the stopping, quit the company. And stress leading to the job and stress come from the personal relationship. So 71%. So stress caused by personal relationship are more severe than the stress caused by work. And 갈등을 해결 is resolve. So the method to resolve the conflict, the major answers are 가급적 갈등이 생기지 않도록 피한다. 가급적 is as much as possible. So not occurring the conflict. 피하다, escape. So the majority answer are they escaping to occur the conflict. between the person. And 복수응답 is dual, double response. So some people say not only A but also B. They take it dual or three. 복수 is a plural, so they answer the plural. Not only just a single answer, they select one or two or three or four, whatever. So 복수응답. The majority answer is a try not or escape to make a conflict situation. Also, 혼자 속으로만 참는다. Alone to the inside of one rather than expressing. So 참는다, endure. So rather than expressing to others, just endure inside of me. And 이직이나 퇴사를 준비한다. Moving to job or retire, prepare 등의 소극적인 대응. 소극적 is inactive. So contrast meaning is 적극적인, active, and 소극적인 is inactive. Inactive response가 the majority are inactive response rather than active. Say express yourself. This because the conflict entity are usually higher position than one person. So usually the majority they answer inactive response because of the conflict entity are higher position than the person. That's the reality. There's nothing we can say one's opinion. So rather than say, I have objection to you, say, it's okay, I understand that, but in our mind, maybe I will change my job, something like that. So as a last part, let's check the answer together. Here is 공무원, 공기업, and 대기업. And here's 재취업. I didn't know that. And this one, 8시가 주 5일 근무를 하고 less than 52 hours in a week. 교대. And the last one is 회식. Yeah, that's all for this lesson. And feel free to ask anything. This unit, I'm so sorry about it. I don't have any background knowledge of it. So again, thanks to you, I also learned about the Korean company or Korean working culture. So thank you for watching my video and I hope to see you next class. Bye bye.